Hi, I chose this so it'd be less re-traumatizing when I say this. In 2021, I was involuntarily held in a mental hospital, and my treatment was abusive, to say the least. Try not to cry. One of the male staff hit me in the chest, and I got really hurt. And after, they just threw me in a seclusion room instead of reporting it. Sorry, this is really hard. It was unprovoked. I didn't do anything. I was just standing beside him, and he took his elbow and hit me right here. I told the hospital after I got out and complained. I did everything I was supposed to, and he still got away with it. And the hospital didn't care. I'm still traumatized years later. It's really affected me. That stay there was so horrible, and I thought I could try and do something and request video surveillance in hopes of proving that he did something and they know something happened, but it just wasn't reported. And the victim blaming, saying I should have reported it, and if I did, it would have been put in records. But I did report it, and nothing was done. And now, when I put in a motion to request surveillance, I was told apparently it doesn't exist. So the video proof of him hitting me is suddenly magically gone. They try to say it doesn't exist and it's for monitoring purposes only, which doesn't make sense. But it's just so unfair. They can get away with that. And there's nothing I can do. And it just makes me wonder how many more people this has happened to. And they just gotta suffer alone. Sorry. Right after the nurse hit me to prevent me from calling my family or for help or anything, they locked me away in solitary. This is solitary. An example. This is my cat. What they did was there's 2 rooms. This was the one you came through to solitary, and then this was solitary. So I know that's confusing, but it's hard to explain. Basically, this is the second door that you can look through, and there's this big gap, and that is the exit of solitary with another separate door that's also locked, so there's no way out. There's a single mattress and a pillow. There's no blankets, and it was in winter, so it was freezing cold. And there's a window that you can't open. And then over in this section, there's just one of those mirrors, not the ones made of glass. And then there's a stainless steel toilet. And there's a camera where no one actually bothers to, monitor you when you need help. So this is the place I spent most of my time crying and then sometimes lying down on the mattress to cry again after, my calls of help through here weren't answered or no one bothered when I waved to the camera. And, it's really hard to get anybody to pay attention because they're over here, and that's where the nurse's station is. There's a hall here, and then the nurse's station, and there was typically nobody actually there, so no one could see you if you tried to show for help. I got thrown into solitary I was helpless, and all these security and staff came in, and I'm just one person, small person. I wasn't aggressive, I wasn't even loud. I'm generally quiet, so like there's no reason for them to even come in. I mean, as you saw, double doors, so there's really no reason to come in and force an injection on me when I'm not doing anything. There's literally nothing I can get into. I wasn't a harm to myself or anyone else, and that's not even why I was in there anyways. But they came in, forced an injection on me against my will or my family's will. Not that they care. They held me down on this mattress. It was low against the floor. And again, really injured me. So I kept calling it solitary in the last one, but it was the seclusion room. But to me, it felt like solitary, like a prison, which it really is. A bunch of staff and security came in, held me down. One held me like on my head and pushed my head down against the mattress. In the opposite way, this other person was holding the bottom of me. So they basically twisted my body, so my neck cracked painfully in a way it shouldn't, and my back kind of, my spine did a not so fun twisty thing. I'm gonna pretend this body pillow was me. When they were done, one of the guys, to get up from the low mattress, used his knee as a stepping stool on me to then give up. So that was painful, and I'm not allowed. I didn't know at the time what they gave me, and it turned out to be an antipsychotic, which they shouldn't have given me because I wasn't psychotic or schizophrenic, and I had a heart condition, and they didn't bother looking into it. So right after, I felt it in my chest. Not very good since I already got hit in the chest on top of all of this, but I had like this burning, tingling in my chest that went all the way up to my neck and my shoulder, and it felt like I was having a heart attack. And I tried my best to call for help. I waved in front of the camera. I thought I was gonna vomit, but they didn't feed me or give me anything to drink, so I was severely dehydrated. So I didn't have anything to throw up, so I was just constantly feeling sick and like I was gonna have a heart attack, and I was hurt, injured from the staff. Multiple, I can't even keep count by now. And so I had to go into the toilet area, and I just stayed in the corner thinking, hey, I'd be safe just in this little corner where they can't come back and hurt me and I can just cry. So I did, because no one was coming to help me, and I kept coming out and trying to get help, trying to get water. I kept trying my best, and nobody listened. I didn't know it at the time. I only knew after I looked at my records. I was in that room without basic necessities, no water, there's no sink, so I couldn't even do that for over 10 hours.